am so excited to walk you through the 2025 Homeschool for Freedom Planner. So, I'm going to talk you through everything you get if you were to purchase this planner, and I'll share like how you could, um, make it for the full year because you get everything in the PDF is 3/4, but pretty much this planner is what I use to plan homeschooling, to plan meals, to plan for like tidying and organizing my house. So while the focus, the majority of it is homeschooling, there are some other pieces in here just to help make things flow easier. So this is the cover. She's so cute. Um, and there's just a space here for you to write who it belongs to. So the first section jumps right into beginning of the year planning, for you to plan out your vision for the school year. If you want, you could make this quarterly planning and revisit it every single quarter. But these are just some questions for you to reflect on here. And also, I want to mention that throughout the planner, I've put sticky notes already for things that I want to add to it. And every time I add to this planner, I will send out an update to the people who purchased it already to be able to have the extra sheets, and you can just print them and add them in. But next is this is the rest of the planning here for the year. Any additional space it's for notes, but you can put anything here. And then there's just a full calendar for 2025. I already definitely going to add in 2026 calendar, and also a space for you to do like a homeschool vision board where you can paste pictures. So here is a year-long planning space where you can just basically put notes. So like co-op, if you want to do like a winter break, I plan to do a Q2 vision board party for other homeschool moms. So like things like that. It can be homeschool related, life related, but just an overview to see the whole year. And then the next section, so I'm using this like binder system that uses these mushroom shaped holes and discs. So, but it has tabs. So you can print this out in a binder. You could also use this PDF version on a tablet, like with Goodreads, and write in it digitally. So whatever you'd like. But the next section jumps into the first month. So each month there's monthly planning. Let me show you a clean version. So here's monthly planning with some questions about revisiting your vision for that month, as well as that month's focus and goals. And then there's a space for you to just plan out like what are big things happening that month. Do you already have some field trips planned? Are there things happening with your community or co-op and for your family? And then overview for academics and a notes section. So you can make this whatever you want. And then there's a calendar. So the entire planner is undated. The reason for that is that I wanted you to be able to pick this up whenever you wanted to. So even if it's the middle of the year and you want to change out your planning process, want to grab this planner, you could start using it. So you just write the month here and then fill in the dates next to these little dandelions. And then there's a space for like notes about that month, or if you're using color coded anything, this could be where you put your key. So this is just blank empty space for you. And then a space for, this is labeled inspiration, but honestly you can do whatever you want with it. But inspiration meaning like, you could pull pictures for like a mini vision board here, you can put quotes here, you can do really whatever you want with this space. Weekly planning, so here's where I put the dates for the week, and I'm putting any like basically events that are happening that week, and I also am putting what subjects I'm doing, because the way I have found that works for us is that every day we do read aloud, reading, which my son is 5, so reading is like phonics and math, and then one other subject. So I don't do the same subject the same on the same days every week. It changes from week to week based off of what we have going on, based off of the lessons for that week. So for example, history next week, we're going to be doing a family tree. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that earlier in the week so that we can like work on it every day a little bit, add a family member versus like if it was at the end of the week, it would roll over to the next week, which is fine too. But that's just an example as to how I think about what subject goes on which day. And then here's where I'm flipping through my curriculum or I'm researching things online and I'm putting my plans for each subject. You write the subject name here, and then this is the space for you to plan. And I just did that because you, you know, might not do, we all do different subjects, and I know different states have different requirements, so I wanted to have space for you to put whatever you want. Also, you might decide to print out one sheet, one of these sheets for every child, and that's totally fine too. Okay, these two sheets I added in like after using this a little bit because I realized I wanted to start being more intentional about healthy eating for us, and I wanted a space to organize what I'm doing every day. So for my home. So first meal plan, pretty simple, breakfast for each day. And like honestly, I just put like what are the breakfasts for the week? And I just put an arrow because usually I'm not doing a like different breakfast every day, but breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. And what I do is check off all the things that I already have the ingredients for, and then I build my shopping list from this page. Home checklist. So if every day I have 4 things that I like to do that are just like bare minimum for the day, and then I'm working to do, like make my bed, a load of laundry, a 10-minute tidy, at least one each day, and clean my kitchen at the end of the day. And then this is a space for you to like kind of create, like plan out different things that you could do for your house. So are you going to purge one space? Are you going to deep clean? Are you going to clean the bathrooms? You can make the list here and then put in each day what you're doing. So it's just one thing a day. Here's a space for weekly schedule. So 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can put in what you plan for each time of the day. I loosely follow schedules because I have a 7-month-old. So this is, you use this how you would like to use it. And then there's a space for your tasks. So what I do is as I'm planning, mostly this section, I'm writing down any tasks that I need to do based off my plan. So for example, I'll keep using this family tree example. I need to create a poster that we'll use to build our family tree, or even maybe buy a poster. I have some poster paper, so I don't need to buy it, but that could be a task. And then this is a blank space. You can use it however you'd like. One thing that I'm thinking about doing is putting pictures from our week here. So this can be kind of like a scrapbook almost, so like recap of each week, just as a fun thing to do. And just have the memories too. And then this is for those of us who like to reverse plan. You have a space for like what actually happened. So you don't have to use this for reverse planning. You have a space actually for reverse planning. So you can both pre-plan and reverse plan. And then finally, each week ends with a weekly reflection. So what worked, what were the wins, what didn't work, any challenges, a start, stop, continue, something I've done since I was a principal, and then any next steps so that when you start your planning for this week, you can quickly look back and see right next to it what are your reflections. And then it's the same structure for every single week. So what you have for each month is the monthly planning pages, which are at the beginning, and 4 sets of the weekly planning. So you do 4 sets of the weekly planning, and then it's on to the next month. So this is the next month behind the next tab. So again, in the PDF, you get 3 months, so 1 quarter. So after 3 months, I'm going to go ahead and print another like these three tabs for my next 3 months. And I like that because if it was the full year, this would be a pretty thick planner, but 3 months is manageable. And for me, my goal is to actually make all these updates, anything I want to add or update for you all every quarter. So then when you're printing your new one, you have the most up to date and you have all the new stuff that might have come. Okay. The one thing with these discs, there we go. Okay. So then the last section is a section of like different logs and things that you would probably use throughout the entire year. So first are reading logs. So one for my state, we can use logs to show evidence of teaching and learning. And so I'm keeping track of read alouds and books that my son reads by himself. And we'll show this during our portfolio review. Also, I'm going to show activity log for PE for our portfolio review. So anytime he goes outside and plays, and also any sports that he's a part of, I'll log the dates and times for that and show that. Here I have a field trip tracker. Also will be evidence. All of these, honestly, most of these will be evidence, but this is a space for you to just plan out field trips. For me, I have a goal currently right now for this quarter to go to at least one trip a month that's connected to our lessons. And so we'll research them here and put the name and any details about it, maybe what it connects to, maybe any like activities they have coming up, that type of thing. And then I'll track when we went and all that. So there's quite a few here, just in case you are someone who does field trips every week. And then here's my library tracker. So I started a fresh new one recently, but I put this tab here, but I'm going to put a note that I want to adjust the spacing here because it's not a lot of room to write the names of the books and the author. So I'll adjust this a little bit. Like, we don't need this much room for returned. That can be really common. So anyways, this library tracker, the purpose of it is so you can keep track of all the books you have out, and just to note what you've requested. So how I use it when I'm planning my week, using this page, let me get to one and show you really quickly. So when I'm on this page here, plans for each week, I am in my curriculum and I'm saying, oh, okay, so for reading, we're going to be reading A Sick Day for Amos McGee, and I need to request that book from the library, or maybe double check the library has it, and if not, order it, or check the other library that we can go to. But then I write it here so that I'm not, doing this and requesting. I'm just putting it on this page, and then when I'm done planning, I actually put in my to-do list. My to-do list will always have, most weeks, a request library books by Sunday so that I have them. And what I usually do is go a couple weeks. So every week I'm not requesting for that week, I'm requesting for a couple weeks out. But this is where I keep track of that, and then track that I've returned everything so that we don't get any late fees. So a few pages of library tracker. You can always print more if you need it. And then the last piece is a curriculum list and a curriculum wish list. And this is nice because things like virtual subscriptions to online learning, you can keep track of if it's reoccurring and what's the date that's going to renew and the price. And then a wish list for any materials or curriculum. So I know if you're like me, scrolling TikTok or Instagram, and I'm like, ooh, that looks really cool, I definitely want to grab one of those, but I'm not making homeschool purchases right now, so I'll put it here so I don't forget. And then this is the end, just 2 blank pages for anything you might need, and then a back cover page. So that's the planner. The other one thing I didn't mention is I'm going to add in this back section a budget sheet and an expense tracker for all of your homeschool curriculum materials, like co-op fees, anything that has to do with homeschooling. I know for me, I am using the Budget Moms budgeting tool this year, and I have a set homeschool sinking fund that I'm saving for back to school for next year. So this sheet, in addition to the budget that I'm going to come up with and the expense tracker, will be really helpful to make sure that I don't go over my budget allotment that I have for that. So that's another thing that I'm going to be adding in. So I already talked about like the vision board. And then the one last thing that I want to tell you that I'm going to add, I'm excited about, is on these monthly calendars. Let me show you this one. What I'm going to do, just to make this a little bit easier for us, is probably somewhere, maybe the first Sunday and the last Saturday. I'll look at the dates of the year, see what makes sense. Or maybe here, this space won't be so big. That's probably what I'll do. Is I'll take a third of this column, and I'm going to put a space for you to make the month before calendar and the month after calendar. So you'll have to write it in, but I'll make it like a table, so you just put the dates, the days, the numbers, so that you can easily see, okay, like what day was the month before, the 4th of the month before. You can easily see it on your calendar over here. So I'll add that space so you can use it if you'd like. If not, you can keep it blank and you keep it part of this. But that is the Homeschool for Freedom 2025, beginning of 2025 version. And I say that because I always am going to be making updates, and excited to continue to make this work for me as a homeschooling mom and for the homeschooling moms that grab this. So if you have any questions about any of the things I went over, any parts of the planner, please comment below, send me a DM on Instagram, or if you have feedback on like, oh, it would be really great if you could add this, take this out. Like I was also thinking about attendance tracker. I don't need to track attendance for my state, but I know some of us do. So I might add in that attendance tracker too. So things like that would be helpful for you to have in your all-in-one solution planner. Let me know. I'm always open to feedback and making this work for you, because I know how much planning makes my life easier and better, and then therefore my children, my husband, my family, my friends, all people that I am around, I am a better person when I plan. And so that's why I'm really excited about this and getting this out to anybody who needs it. So thanks so much for watching. Again, give me all that feedback. I'd love to hear.